They have basically been telling us, the team and the player and the agent and the insiders have been telling us for quite some time now, hey, like Mike Evans is probably leaving. And despite that, I still never really felt like Mike Evans would actually leave. And I can't believe Mike Evans won't be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer in 2026 or moving forward. Now, the good news here, if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, if you're a Mike Evans super fan, this seems to be like a good divorce, right? There's no acrimony. Like maybe one party gets the convertible, the other gets the dog. You get holidays where you can both see the kids. Like, this is a good divorce. Great statement put out by the Bucs. Great statement put out by Mike Evans. They did this absolutely the right way as Mike Evans departs Tampa to sign in San Francisco. And for Mike Evans, he will continue to author his first ballot Hall of Fame career in the Bay Area. 11 consecutive seasons, which broke last year, and we'll talk about the potential downside here. 11 consecutive seasons for Mike Evans of 1,000 receiving yards. Only one other player in the history of the NFL has accomplished that lofty goal, and he just so happens to be a 49ers legend. That, the great Jerry Rice. 6 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pro teams, 108 career receiving touchdowns. Mike Evans, an absolute monster. And now, Mike Evans gets to play in Kyle Shanahan's offense. And if you don't think he's going to be a beast in Kyle Shanahan's offense, I think you're probably a hater. I think that you're likely to be wrong. And even though that's my opinion, I do have to acknowledge, right, the potential downside for this move. 3 years, $60 million, about $20 million a year for Mike Evans in San Francisco. So if you're out there and you don't like this move, I think there are a couple things that you would point to, right? And they're all facts, so I can't argue with them. Mike Evans is long in the tooth. He's going to be 33 coming up in August. I love that I've gotten old enough, by the way, that I'm 10 years older than Mike Evans, and I'm just like, yeah, like he's old. That dude's ancient. Put him out to pasture. Mike Evans will be 33 in August. He's coming off an injury-riddled season, only played 8 games last year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's tough for any player, once you hit 33, once you get into your mid-30s, any athlete, to have the same speed that he or she did earlier in his or her career. And Mike Evans was never, like James Jett to begin with. He was never like a Rashid Shaheed to begin with. But he's obviously lost some of that speed as he's gotten a little older. All of those critiques, all of those criticisms, they are all valid. I can't argue with any of it. So that means that I have to give you, instead of a science-based argument why I like this signing, I will give you a faith-based argument as to why I like the signing for the San Francisco 49ers. And it's because I, Nick Kostos, have infinite faith in Kyle Shanahan. And I've said this a lot over the years, and I've said it a lot recently, but I think it really bears repeating because I actually think that people, fans, media, all of us collectively, I don't think all of us fully grasp and fully realize the fact, and it's probably because he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, and that's fair, that we haven't fully grasped collectively just how brilliant an offensive mind Kyle Shanahan actually is. And that Kyle Shanahan is on the short list of the greatest offensive minds and greatest offensive play callers in the history of the National Football League. That's how good Kyle Shanahan is. So if Kyle Shanahan, along with John Lynch, but Kyle Shanahan's the one pulling the strings and making the decisions. If Kyle Shanahan has decided that Mike Evans, in his present form, soon to be 33 years old, coming off an injury, lost a step. If Kyle Shanahan has decided that Mike Evans is the guy that can move the chains for Brock Purdy, can be the red zone target for Brock Purdy, that can achieve great heights in the Bay Area with San Francisco, just stay away from that damn electrical substation. Which I think the substation is actually a thing. If Kyle Shanahan believes it to be true, I believe that he has earned the benefit of the doubt. And Mike Evans basically walks in, and we're assuming that Juwan Jennings is going to sign elsewhere. And Juwan Jennings is a really good player. I'm not trying to disparage Juwan Jennings. Like, he gets signed by another team, I'm going to like that signing, Juwan Jennings, because he's a good player. Juwan Jennings is not Mike Evans. And that's not an insult to Juwan Jennings. Mike Evans is a first-ballot Hall of Famer. How many first-ballot Hall of Famers are there in the NFL right now? Not an insult to say a player is not a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Mike Evans absolutely is one. And he's going to have, this is going to be like Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley going from Darius Garland to James Harden. Where all of a sudden, wow, like, I can get 10 lobs a game. I just have free layups now. Do you have any idea how many layups in a football sense Mike Evans is going to get in the Kyle Shanahan offense? I love this for the 49ers. I love it. Now, San Francisco can't be done yet. Like, they still have some moves that they have to make. They still need, like, some more speed at the wide receiver position, and it is my overwhelming sense that either in free agency or in the draft, San Francisco will look to address that need. But once this offense is fully healthy, and George Kittle's back, and Christian McCaffrey, if he stays healthy, we hope he can stay healthy, Evans and Pearsall, and we'll see what else the Niners do at the receiver position, man, I'm going to love the Niners this year. And this feels like a necessary move to keep up with the Joneses in the best division in football, the NFC West, where the Arizona Cardinals aren't necessarily doing their part. But the Rams and the Seahawks both making moves yesterday. We'll get to that in a little bit. But man, Mike Evans to the Niners, I couldn't love this any more than I do. Now, as for the team that's beaten Kyle Shanahan in a couple Super Bowls, Super Bowls 54 and Super Bowl 58, the Kansas City Chiefs, who bring in Super Bowl MVP running back Kenneth Walker. And yesterday, not just, and we'll focus here on Kenneth Walker, but not just Kenneth Walker. This is a great day for the Kansas City Chiefs. And yes, they traded Trent McDuffie. And yes, they lost Jalen Watson, who signs with the Rams. We'll get to that. And yes, they lose Brian Cook to the Cincinnati Bengals. And I don't know if we'll get to the Bengals today. We'll obviously do it this week. We'll hit everything over the course of this week. Just a lot going on in sports. Maybe not enough time on a 3-hour show to hit all of it. I really like what the Cincinnati Bengals did yesterday.